Good morning. It's morning here. We are in the west of US, and I just want to welcome everybody, all our audience, to this podcast. We are Med Missionary, and I'm the co-founder. My name is Marcy Ballard, the co-founder of Med Missionary. We started this podcast a few years ago. I think it was about 4 years ago. And we started training medical missionaries also. This is the 4th year. So it's been a blessing spreading the word around and relieving the suffering of people, that are very sick. So here we have a special guest, and it's Mrs. Deborah. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us what do you do for a living?
Well, my name is Deborah Myers. I am a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for over 30 years. I got my bachelor's degree at Loma Linda University in Southern California. I loved the classes that they offered that addressed natural health remedies. And I felt that I got a rounded education there. I have over 30 years of nursing in hospital work, but it's always been my passion to look at how to keep people out of the hospital. And so that was my attraction to Med Missionary, in addition to my own medical needs. I started a little company on the side of my nursing in health insurance. And so I'm also a health insurance broker, and I help people with their health plans by finding out what their needs are. So we do a needs assessment, and then we look at what can help them. So there's a lot of things that I have my hands in other than nursing, but to do payback, because I have been so blessed. I do health fairs, and I'm doing health classes at my church right now.
Awesome. So you are super busy, but even though that you're busy, and this also shows that people that are very busy can get things done and can do more things than anybody else. So you're busy with your work, but you also do a lot of ministry, right? So you've been super busy throughout the last several years doing a lot of ministry. And can you please tell us how did you learn about the medical missionary training, the Med Missionary training specifically?
Well, for the last couple, 2-3 years or more, I can't even remember now, I was losing energy and feeling more and more tired, sluggish. I'm not really on, I take one medication, and that's the Synthroid for my thyroid. So I do have thyroid issues, but I was just feeling worse and worse, and like no energy, and just dragging myself around. And I talked to the doctor, and they're like, "Oh, your lab values are fine. You're good to go." And I thought, well, maybe I need to go to a specialist. So I sought out multiple specialists to see if they could figure out, why wasn't I feeling good? What happened to my energy? Why was I gaining weight and not being able to stay, with my ideal weight? Why could I eat, 1,000 calories or less a day, exercise, walk 1 to 2 miles, and still not feel good? So I sought out doctor after doctor who didn't have answers. I finally spoke with a friend when I went to visit my kids in Kansas City. I went to church there at Chapel Oaks Church, and I met Vivian Newharth. And Vivian was the health ministries director at that church, and they were doing, a plant-based potluck and having health talks. And so I connected with Vivian, and I'm like, I want to do that at my church. Let's talk. So we became friends, and I told her what was going on with me. I was vegan. It's like, why? What in the world? So she said, well, you need to talk to Mercy Ballard. She's helped a lot of people. She's an RN. I'm like, well, what can an RN know that I don't already know? And so it took me 1.5 years to call Mercy Ballard, because I just kept thinking, well, there's got to be something. And I did get some help I found a functional medicine doctor that actually recommended berberine because he said, well, you're insulin resistant. That's why, the food's going straight to your liver to create fat and insulin resistance. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that helped, but it didn't fix the whole problem. So I called Mercy about a year ago, and she said, we're going to get you on a plant-based diet. I'm like, Mercy, I'm on a plant-based diet. I'm already doing that. And she said, well, not like this. I'm like, how could you do better than what I'm already doing? And it's not working. Well, Mercy helped me um, go not just plant-based, but go to the real food, to the seeds and grains and nuts, not nuts yet, but those core foods, getting the organic foods that don't have the toxins or at least as many toxins on them. And the difference in how I felt was almost immediate. Within the first month, I stopped gaining weight and I started dropping pounds, and I started feeling energy already. And I was like, well, I can get up out of bed now without dragging. And then over the course of the last year, I just kept feeling better and better. And I can exercise now. I was so stiff, I couldn't bend. I couldn't kneel down to pray in church because I couldn't get up again. It was that bad.
Mhm.
And now I'm just doing so much better. So, and
Praise the Lord.
I
Well,
decided that since I was doing that much better, I needed to share this. And that's when I started, I went back to school with Mercy with Med Missionary. I got my coaching training and certificate. And I took that information and I just started teaching cooking classes with Health Talks. That's
Mhm. So you became really involved because now you had your own health testimony.
yes.
You could talk to people about all the
Yes.
changes in your practicing, all that. So, what better than a person that have a testimony and
Mm.
teach other people to recover. So you've been very busy with Men Missionary. Also, you invited a friend to join, which is pretty busy, also doing the medical missionary work. And also, she has her own miracle story also. So we thank you for that, for sharing this work. And so something interesting you shared with me just recently, that you were invited by the conference, your conference, to
Mhm.
bring to do training, right? Who
Yes.
would you be training?
Well, the director of health ministries for the Washington conference asked me about what I was doing. And I know that there were, because I was teaching classes in my church, they gave me the job of director of health ministries. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm already
Amen.
doing it. So fine. So Alita has meetings regularly with health ministries directors from all the churches. And there were meals that I wouldn't eat. And she's like, this is healthy food. I'm like, I know, but it's not the healing food that I'm on. So finally she said, okay, I'll find out. I said, really, you should take the class and find out. It's really good. So finally she enrolled in the class, and she was impressed, and she asked me if I would be willing to train the trainers at camp meeting. And I don't
Mm.
feel I don't feel adequate to do something like that. However, both Mercy Ballard and Joyce Choi have created a program that's easy to produce, or you produced it, and it's easy to just simply walk through the steps of the program, which made, and I was doing this without that, just by using slides and information that they had given me through my training. But they've got this program all put together. So all you really have to do is you do have to enroll in the program. And then all of this information is available, and you just walk through the steps. Click here to show the PowerPoint, click here to show the film clip. These are the food samples or food demonstrations that you can do, which made it just took the weight of being the expert and doing this myself off my shoulders. So this is now a program that anyone can do. So
Praise
thank
the
you
Lord.
so
So
much.
you're talking about the Autoimmune Recovery Program that is the churches can teach to the communities, bring the community to the church
Yes.
or any venue, right? In your case, you're doing
Yes.
in a school auditorium, something like that. And you are gonna training the trainers, right?
Yes.
You're
Yes.
training the trainers. What an incredible opportunity for you to do this. This is on a big level because you're training all the leaders of that community, right? That conference. And by the way, wonderful health leader of the conference, meeting with the people on regular basis because some conference don't meet with the health leaders at all. I never heard that. So this leader is really, really active, doing
Yeah,
amazing work, getting
really is.
all the leaders together on regular basis. So that's to me, that's very impressive. I hope other conference follow. Her, whatever she's doing because that's wonderful work. So now you have this amazing opportunity to train the leaders of the churches, the health ministry leaders of the churches. So you will be presenting the ARP, we call it ARP, Autoimmune Recovery Program, that is all done. And you are, we're supposed to do also train, teaching some recipes, but in your case, you're going to show videos how to make the recipes because we have that available also. So it make it even easier because some people don't have kitchens, right? Like
Yes.
yourself,
Yes.
the venue that you have, they don't have kitchens. So what do? Well, we have the videos. You can just show how to make those videos. And but you're the presenter and you know well your stuff because you went through it, you did double training, and then but you're able to answer the questions because they're gonna ask questions. There is 2 churches already presented, and there is several churches getting ready to do this program. And in the first church, it was a success, great success. The goal in the churches is to at least have 10 people from the community to attend. And the other goal is to have 5 people graduate. So if they didn't miss any class, they graduated and they get their certificate of completion. So in your case, you're hoping to have how many people involved, approximately?
I have no idea. I always plan for about 20, and that's usually a ballpark number. So
Okay.
I don't know how many. I've been insanely busy with my business. So
Yeah.
I didn't get the class information in time to go out in the first materials that went out to the churches. So I don't know, how many people will know about it and plan on this class. They'll be choosing classes, so we may not have a huge representation there this time, but it's going to be available. And it's not limited to the leaders. It's open to anyone who wants to come to class. So
I think this is very attractive program because when Dr. Joyce Che and we go to churches, they hear autoimmune, the community comes. They just love the program. So I think in the church also, many people in the church are suffering of autoimmune disorders. And so people so far are loving this program. We have in my church, we will conclude the program on Sunday. And it's presented by a Med Missionary that had trained with us, and she's doing a fabulous job. And people in the community, I come there just to help, kind of oversee, be sure that we're not missing anything. The main thing when we serve in the communities is, the contact with them, the touch, the human touch, connecting with them. That's the most important thing. So that's what we do in my church, and people keep coming. And so it's going to be a blessing. So I'm so excited that you're doing at the conference level because this is going to open more opportunities for serving the community. And there is another conference that has 70 churches. So one of the leaders is going to try to get those 70 churches to get trained So we feel that it's going to be a blessing, because imagine each church bringing 10 people. How many? That'll be 700 people at once if they do these efforts at once. So this has so much potential. When you go back to your church, present this in your church, and get people from the community. And I just want to let you know that what has worked the best is just going in couples and knocking doors and just invite them and just saying, here we have a program that helps pain and inflammation. Would you like to come? And they say, yes. Okay, can I have your phone number and name? That's it. If they want to give you your email, better. That's what we've been doing our church. And we just went a Sabbath before the program, and then we got the 10 people we wanted. So yeah, but when we send the flyers to 1,000 people, we only got one person, and that person was already a former a member from the church that wasn't coming anymore. So what it worked was knocking doors. So from now on, we're not going to waste money. It was $500 we put. We're just going to knock doors the day before. That's it. And get the numbers and that. So, and now what I do, because it's 10 people, it's not many. What I do, I call them the day before. No, the day in the morning, I call them. Oh, just a reminder that we're going to have a program this afternoon. That's it. And then I just call the 10 people, and they keep coming. One lady said, oh, I forgot. I called her like 15 minutes before because I was flying. I was trying to call when I'm driving, going to the program toward the end of the program because I want to say hello to people. So I called her, and she said, oh, I forgot. Okay, I'm getting ready. I'm going to go. So she was there at church.
Wow.
So, those little details work. And if we keep in mind that we will at least 10 people, and just continue working with those 10 people. It's not that many, but it is many, because you hardly have baptisms in the churches anymore. So if we have this continuously, we want to have in our church every 3 months, because the program is not complicated at all. And people love it. And then some people miss some classes, like maybe a couple classes, so they cannot graduate. So we're going to tell them, okay, the next program is going to be this date, so you can finish your classes and graduate. So there's such a blessing, such a blessing. And then at the end, we encourage them to join Med Missionaries so they can be in the community, because we want them to get the whole spiritual message. We want them to stand, right, make a decision for Jesus. So, this is bringing salvation to people, through the Holy Spirit. So I'm just so excited for you to do this. You're pioneering our program and at the conference. So this is such a blessing. Yeah. And I just want to let you know one more thing. We're offering to our health leaders of the churches and the pastors 50% off to get trained, because we like this. If they get trained, they will be able to bring it to the communities, right? Bring it to the churches, to bring the community. So it's going to be a blessing for their ministries. So we're doing that, and the next program is going to be this Sunday. So if you like to invite any pastor or any health leaders from other churches, now is the opportunity. But I like to ask you about, can you give us a last words? How would you encourage somebody? Why would you encourage somebody to join the training from Med Missionary?
Oh, it's just so much more in depth, and it's actually something you can download and listen to it over and over. And I listen while I'm getting dressed in the morning, while I'm going on my walks. I keep it running so that it just embeds itself. There's so much information, and Joyce is giving the health lectures, and she's so sweet, and everything sounds so simple. But when you take a deep dive and look at it, it's got a lot of information in it, and you just won't remember it all the first time through. So I repeat those lectures over and over again, so they're embedded in my very soul.
And also, Deborah, I just want to let you know, we put a new new videos on natural remedies. I think it's about 17 natural remedies that we show how to do very simple that have been very effective in our lifestyle center, Just Restored. So you might want to use those too at your church. So you can just watch it and then you demonstrate it, because people love natural remedies. You know, if you do this, you're going to have a lot of people coming from the church, from the community, from other churches. If you just announce natural remedies, how to treat the difficult and simple conditions, not treated, you know, natural remedies, food, you know, the loss of health is what it does, but the natural remedies is the improves things, right? So I just want you to check it out, that too, that we put it on for the last program. So those are new videos. So you probably can use, I'm just saying that because I know you're very involved in God's work and in your church, in your community. And so I know you'll be you like to use it. But one last thing, we have been working super hard in the last 3 weeks creating PowerPoints, because you have asked me for PowerPoints, and you like to have the science behind it and all the quotes and things like that. Okay, we have created maybe so many videos. I think it's about 20 videos.
Wow.
But 20, there are PowerPoints and there are also videos. So the PowerPoints is for you guys to present it. So we're going to put it on within the next 2 weeks. So you'll have so much information to present in your church, because I know you like to do food presentations and you involve in the potlucks, things like that. And you like to do every time presentation, so you can just pull up one of those and just with your own words explain it and follow those PowerPoints. So that will be also a blessing. I always remember that you wanted to have that information backed up by science. So now we are very sure that we put all those links of the science.
Can you give us the pathway to find those?
Yeah, you go to membership, and from the membership, exactly the way you go to ARP, but the ARP has its own page, and then you go to let's see, Beyond Med Missionary. And when you see Beyond Med Missionary, then you're gonna have a ambassadors, and there's where you have a lot of information, because ambassadors present programs in the churches. So just check when you go to Beyond Med Missionary, that's information of all kinds. Information how to open a lifestyle center, information that's something new that you probably don't know, how to do detox for the community. And you're pretty busy, but some people can do this just full-time for a living and earn, support themselves. This is our brand new, the latest thing that we have been working is on the detox to go. So people can still work, take the drinks and the food to their work, then come back next day, pick up the next one and the next one, and this is 10 days. So we have been working on developing that too. So I know you'll be super interested on that too. So yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Deborah. It's been such a pleasure seeing you thrive in health and action and spiritually, mentally, physically, in every way. So God has been blessing you. So it's so good to see a Med Missionary thrive so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for what you're doing, Mercy. This is just a real gift to our community. It's a gift to all of us. Anyone who will listen, it will bless them. I'm so thrilled. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you to our team. It's a huge teamwork. We've been working like overtime lately, but God is blessing. Thank you so much, Deborah. Well, we will continue seeing you in the membership classes that we continually do. God bless you.
You as well, Mercy. Bye-bye.